Well, welcome back, guys, to another Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa gameplay. I know you guys were really excited about the first one that came out, so we're going to try to turn this into a nice little series. I hope you guys will support it. For those of you who have not yet seen Episode 1, please do check it out. It's going to give you a lot of insight into what exactly is going on right now in the game itself. And now, one thing we want to do, if you guys are looking near Kaunas, we've got one of our German tank divisions that is trapped by these Soviets. So we absolutely want to send in some reinforcements, try to untrap this division, try to help them out, and also get to Kaunas at the same time. Now, actually, I might try to go ahead and launch most of my attacks over here at this area. There's some tanks here, etc. We've also got some men here that could probably stand and move up and basically completely surround the enemy here. So let's do that. We're going to go ahead and launch an attack here on the area in front of Kaunas. I will be attacking with infantry for the most part. If we could get up to 300, that'd be great. I think we're just going to stay at 219 for our actual stack size. So let's go ahead and attack and hope for the best. Wait a minute. There we go. Beautiful. Enemy retreated. That's exactly what we wanted, guys. Now, of course, this area is a little more open, but our tanks are still stuck behind enemy lines. So I'm going to go ahead and move these guys forward. Oh, no, we're going to have to wait. So we'll move them forward over here. I'm going to attack this unit right here. I hope we still have some men who can go ahead and launch an assault. And I think we do. So let's go ahead and grab whatever we can. 127. Let's get it to 253. Why not? We'll go for the full attack here and hopefully wipe out the enemy at Kaunas. Once again, retreating, one of them almost being totally destroyed. That's a good day for us. And as you can see, now our tank can move. He can move through Kaunas. He can take it. I think at this point, our tank is going to have to move back just a little bit just to be safe. And we're going to move the rest of this army up a little bit more. And maybe we can even hit this infantry division right here, this Soviet infantry division. And let's see what we do. We can only attack with one tank, but I think that's enough to drive these guys back. Let's go for it. And a lot of people have been saying that they are curious to see how long I'm going to last in this campaign. I must say I'm also curious to see how long I'm going to last. There's a lot going on here, obviously. There's a lot of work still to be done. So we're going to do our absolute best. I will move this tank forward a bit. I know I wish I could get him behind the enemy lines, but right now we're kind of going just for those full frontal attacks. So let's go ahead, list an attack on the German HQ. All we can use is a tank for this. That's fine with me. Attack, and I think we could probably get this guy to fall back, maybe way behind enemy lines where he's not even useful to his men. So Grodno is open now. We should be able to move some troops into Grodno. If not, maybe we have to wait one turn to get there. Nope, there we go. We'll get in there with a tank. And in the meantime, we'll take our stack of infantry and move them over here. I don't think they're going to be able to attack this infantry division this turn, but maybe next turn they'll be ready for a major attack. At this point, I'm just going to be moving a lot of guys in. You can see that major Soviet line, and we want to make sure that we smash into that line with everything we've got. I'm even going to move the general up. Of course, I'm not going to use him in combat, but I'm not too concerned about having the general cut off or anything like that. So let's list our attackers. Come on, boys. 2 generals in this stack, as a matter of fact. 143, 214. I think we could stick with 214. Quite a lot of infantry divisions here. Let's go for it, guys. Look how many Soviets are here. So we broke one of them. Most of them retreated. Well done, boys. Well done. And we might be able to even go ahead and launch an attack over here. But first, I want to move my units up. Keep getting that stack forward, like I said. We'll actually get into Bialy with these guys, just to make sure we don't have to worry about that happening or about losing that area. And now we're going to try to attack this stack again. We might be able to destroy some Soviet infantry units. Oh, you bet. I think we're going to be able to definitely take some of these guys out. We'll go with a full stack attack. Why not? I'm not sure if going after over the approved stack makes things worse for us. I think it just doesn't make much of a difference. If we look at the textual here, we've got 2,000 dead on our side, 1,400 dead on the enemy side. That's not including, though, the T-26 tanks. The Soviet cavalry, 25 T-26 tanks destroyed, a bunch of Soviet tanks and armor destroyed, of course, but a lot of these guys are alive, and actually we had some of our own men retreat, so it wasn't an easy fight, but victory is victory, my friends. That's what matters. So for now, we'll go ahead, we'll try to get these guys into that little gap right there. Like I said, I think one of the most important things is not to get our guys trapped in these gaps. or not to basically leave a line open where they could do a counterattack. Not that I think they actually could do a counterattack. I think they lack the actual manpower to do it. But that doesn't mean we can't continue with an assault and try to totally eliminate the enemy here. So let's go for this attack. Yeah, baby. Looking good. Looking very good. 1,800 dead on the enemy side. Again, not a massive battle, but enough to show them we mean business and enough to screw up their rail pool a little bit. Speaking of screwing up their rail pool, no, unfortunately that tank can't move. What about this guy up here? No, we're going to have to wait just a little bit, guys, to move up even more. I'm going to move this guy back. And let's see if we can hit this Soviet infantry. Go ahead and hit them with some tank power. Now, of course, people have told me, and they're absolutely right, not to attack in the woods. In this case, I can't help myself. I've got to go for that woods attack to try and eliminate that unit. But you guys are probably right. It's probably safer not to go for this attack. We're doing fine, but again, it's just something. It's a wasted attack, essentially, in the sense that, you know, it's much more dangerous to try it out than to just hang back and kind of hope for the best. With this unit, I'm actually not gonna do group movement. I'm going to do individual movement here. So one of these guys will go to the north. One of these guys will go to the north as well. These guys, of course, will both go to the north. And maybe even start cutting off some of the enemy. And the rest of these guys, of course, we're going to bring up behind our men. I guess we're going to have to wait a little bit for this guy. Fair enough. Let's get this infantry unit forward. And, of course, we've got our Totenkampf German unit, but actually we're running out of fuel here. That's definitely a problem. We've got to get some fuel to our northern front. 4PG is here. I hope he's providing fuel. If not, we're going to be in some trouble. I mean, that is a mobilized SS unit, and we want to make sure that it is at full strength and constantly getting fuel. So if anybody has any suggestions, ideas on how to get more, let me know, because I don't want to run out of fuel. That's the last thing I need. There we go. Retreat. Well done. Go, boys. Okay, I think those guys are pretty much finished. Of course, we'll keep moving up individual units just to guard the spots. We might even be able to go for another attack here. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I'm hoping for. And maybe this Totenkampf unit needs to be on the rail lines to be getting any support. I'm going to try, because I think from here he'll be getting rail support. At least some truck support. Let's list our attackers. We might be able to hit them here again. And sure enough, we can. The more, the merrier. Let's go for the full attack. Alright, actually they held. But every now and again, they're going to do okay. They're going to be able to hold their position. Fair enough. And we're basically leaving the Niemann River here not really unguarded, but we're not attacking on the Niemann. We've already taken Kaunas. As long as the enemy isn't going to surround us, I'm not too worried. But we want to go to the center. That's where we've put most of our units. That's where we've committed most of our men, of course. Let's move everybody forward here if we can. If not, we can wait next turn. But I think we've already hit this general crew. If not, though, there's no problem in coming in with a tank corps and smashing the HQ. Oh, they had a tank there. Now, we actually got both of them to retreat, so it was still a victory, but it could have been better. We also cut off some rail lines, and that's going to help a lot, of course. Let's see, what can we do here? Start buffering up this line, of course. And now we've got a tank. Oh, yes, we're sending this tank behind the enemy to go ahead and try to cut off their lines as best we can. We've also got a Das Reich SS division, which should be able to do some serious damage as well. So I'm going to send these guys behind. I'm going to send one of these infantry units over here just to hold the rail line. I think they can. And let's see if we can get rid of this guy, because I don't need him close to our men and possibly cutting us off. We'll send in the Das Reich division. We'll also send him some cavalry and one tank division. Why not? Might as well stack them big time. And I think we can actually destroy this guy. Almost. Pretty damn close. The unit is more or less completely destroyed, and I think we can attack with the Das Reich division once more. So we will, with the Das Reich and the cavalry. And that is a broken Russian unit, as well as a retreating Soviet tank. So these Soviets are, it's not the best day for them, clearly. but we can make it even worse, and that's our goal right now. All right, nobody we can attack with there. Everybody's tired. You're all too tired. And with the rest of these guys, they've already seen enough combat. They're tired. They don't want to get into this. I don't blame them. So we'll go ahead and move some more men up here. Cavalry division. Once again, I think we've already used up our Das Reich attacks. Maybe we can attack one more time with the Das Reich. Wow, that's amazing. So that's 3 attacks we've gotten out of the SS guys. And look at that, just 1 SS unit, guys. We panicked, or we destroyed a tank unit. We destroyed an artillery/infantry unit. We panicked not only their generals, but their cavalry and their infantry, and we almost wiped out their general staff. So that was amazing. Incredible work by the Das Reich. Let's get some unit information there. That is an amazing division, the SS Motorized Das Reich. Let's also take a look at our relations here. It looks like Göring likes us, and so does General Gerke. Even the Fuhrer himself likes us, but a lot of these other guys aren't big fans of us. OKW and AGS, not huge fans. The trains, they're clearly on our side, and we need that because we need some oil. We need everything we can to keep this thing moving. Now let's go ahead and go for Fortress Brest, guys. Let me get rid of that tank because that's a city. Oh, wait a minute. We can send in some more. Go for Fortress Brest, men up. So there we go. We did manage to get them to retreat from Fortress Brest, but this is not a place to fool around with. So I'm going to take this entire stack and move forward. I don't want to move out of our line of attack right now, so let's be careful what we do. But we got a lot of panzers here, and despite me not wanting to move through this swampy area, I'm going to do it anyway just to see if we could cut off some more Soviets and eventually get to that rail line. For the most part, though, let's go ahead and keep these tanks pretty close to the enemy lines. And in fact, we're going to move these 2 tanks near Rovno, try to get an attack, of course. Alright, let's go for it, guys. Hitting the enemy HQ near Tharnapol. SS and another division. Not too bad, not too shabby at all. So 2 retreats, of course. And many people have mentioned, you know, you think you have it easy now, but things are going to get a lot harder. I don't doubt that. But we're doing the best we can right now. We'll worry about the tougher portions of the Soviet army later. We've got a lot of men that can attack this area, so we'll send in 3 at first. And of course, we'll be moving these guys forward as time goes on. Oh shit, they actually held out. Gotta give it to them. I guess being in the woods, they've learned some training. No, we definitely want to hit them with something stronger, so I will send in the tanks, despite tanks not being good at attacking actual urban centers or forest units. I think we can do okay here. And we did get them to retreat without a doubt, but I'm sure we lost some men on our side. In fact, if we look at the textual basis here, let's take a look. 3,400 men, 250 half-tracks. Yeah, we definitely... Well, this is just the dead. So we actually only lost 50 half-tracks and 5 Panzer IVs, but losing 5 Panzer IVs is not fun, obviously. I'm still destroying a tremendous amount of Soviet equipment, though. Lvov is ours. I'm going to separate these guys up into sort of concentric patterns so that we get on all sides of the enemy here. And we want to make sure that those generals stay close. They're pretty close already, but it's always good to be a little bit closer. And let's go for the cavalry division. I don't think they stand a chance. Tak! Oh yeah, 1,400 cavalry dead. We also killed some enemy T-26s. I'm not sure in terms of a T-34. T-26 is probably not the greatest vehicle in the world, but hey, better than nothing. Am I right, guys? And we'll move up a little more. Can we attack this stack with something? Well, you are 2 of the bravest infantry units I know. Go for it. Nope, they couldn't push them back, and I didn't really expect them to either. Alright, let's go to the south, the Romanian side. And these Romanians have surprised me. I don't want to jinx myself, but they've done an okay job, all things considered. I really want them to go after the Soviet tanks. So we'll send in some of these Romanian brigades, as well as some of our German brigades. We'll go for a full attack on the tank army. Not only did we get them to retreat, guys, it looks to me like we pretty much almost wiped out that unit. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. And of course, we'll continue our attacks over here, trying to get to Kishinev. List. These Romanian tanks have actually not been too bad when it comes to attacking infantry, so we'll send them in for the attack. And that, of course, is going to be an enemy retreat. Alright, we can get up to 300 attack. Concentric 39. We're basically surrounding this unit. And that's going to obviously show in the amount of damage they take. But at the same time, we want to keep moving these guys up. This Romanian line is very easy to be pushed back on. We don't want that to happen. So we want to keep on moving. Let's go for this unit. We're using mostly Romanians to attack here, so we must be careful. We'll send in 2 Romanian divisions, a German division, and another German division. Everybody's attacking here. I think we can get a pretty good result. Oh yeah, a retreat is a retreat. I mean, I don't care. It might not be the greatest retreat in the world, but if it works, that's what matters. Some armored divisions. Can we go here? Nah. I don't think it's worth it. Although I will move our general up to Jassy. I don't expect them to let the men fall back. And we'll move our units up here too. Now, once we start getting into the mountains here, you guys can see the mountain areas around Kishinev. This gets to be a pretty dangerous area, believe it or not. This is not an area you want to be in for a very long time. But we're going to send our Romanians into those mountains nonetheless. Try to cut off the enemy a bit. We'll move the Romanian general behind the men right there. Take the guard units. Remember, these are border guards. They're not made for this kind of combat, but they should be able to accomplish a basic task. And in this case, that is pushing the Soviets back as much as possible. All right, it's looking okay. I don't like these Soviets up here, but I don't think they're going to cause us too much trouble. Oh, look at this. We've got some more men. Of course, it's always better to have your generals in a city or a town. For now, we're going to move them here, and we're going to grab this stack right here of Hungarians. It looks like they're not going to be moving too far at all. Fair enough. Actually, they're locked right now, so perhaps we're waiting for a decision to be made. What about over here? Oh, yes, baby. Nice big stack of Soviets ready to be crushed. That is a massive stack of enemy. We couldn't even get any of them to retreat. At least we know what we're up against here. What about these guys to the south? If we break them, we can push forward with the rest of these guys and surround that other Soviet unit, which is probably going to be a very good idea. One panicked, one retreat. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to send one of these guys to the north. Oh, no, that's right. Sorry, they're part of a different army. I don't want to do that. But I do want to grab this unit, if he's got the strength. How about this guy? No, nobody can move to the south. So movement points are complete right now. We've pretty much done whatever we can. We've got all these guys surrounded. I mean, we could see that. And at this point, I think this is all about continuing to move forward. We got to move the general up. Get him up here in this mountain range. Yep, sure enough, the general was stopping us from moving. At least some of our men, anyway. So that's enough for now. As for this tank, yeah, I'm going to keep him right there. I think we've done enough damage to these guys, and I'm not even sure if another attack would be worth it. especially since we've already used those attacks. So we've already done everything we can in the north. We've done everything we can in the south, everything we can in the center. We could certainly probably move these men up a little bit more if they're able to. If not, these general units are going to have to get a lot closer. I'm still trying to see who controls this unit, and it might be Army Group North. Somebody also mentioned we should be using our cards. We have not been using them, but I'm going to see if we can get some emergency fuel drop to 4th Panzer Group. So we're going to play it up here because remember, these guys have actually needed, for the Totenkopf divisions, they've needed some fuel. So amount of fuel delivered is the transport capacity, less range to hexes. As a result of the Luftwaffe resource required for this resupply mission, the level of available tactical air support has been reduced by 1/3. Fair enough. But we've delivered a lot of fuel, benzine, as the Germans like to call it. I almost said Romans there. We definitely need benzine. So perfect. For now, like I said, we're not crossing the Niemann yet, but very soon we're going to have to cross the Niemann. Okay, I think we're pretty much good, guys. I want to see the decisions here. So let's see, civilian oil allocation. We've already done this. We're going to, of course, request civilian oil allocation. It's going to mess with our political points, but I'll deal with it. And once again, the Hitler Oath. It has brought my attention that we do not have your oath on file. We've been very clear about this. We have not wanted to be Nazis. We're trying to play this, and I hate to put it this way, like the good guy German generals, which I'm not sure exist, but we are not going to take the oath. Take the oath and join the party, or take the oath, nothing more. That's it. So we won't join the party, but we'll take the oath. And, of course, a propaganda film. This is an opportunity for us to get on camera and agree to be filmed, and I think I'm definitely going to say yes to that. Rail infrastructure. It has come to my attention that the Einsatzgruppen has been ordered to convert the maximum amount of Soviet rail to standard gauge in the shortest possible time. This is all well and good, but it ignores a fundamental issue, namely rail infrastructure. Without taking time to convert the rail links that feed into workshops, engine sheds, coal loading stations, blah, 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 we won't be able to function at optimum levels. So we need to go ahead and basically put things back together. It's going to cost us 5 political points, but it's definitely worth it, especially to get movement going. And we've also got a security division question, who's basically asking, is it best to leave him to tie up the partisan threat becoming more menacing? Who knows? If you see him, kindly pass on my regards. Tell him that he owes me a decent bottle of schnapps. So should we make this guy in charge of security or wait another week? We waited another week last time. We got 44 political points left to go, so I'm going to leave the mop-up detail for another fortnight, or even maybe a month. Nah, let's do a fortnight. It's not going to make von Rundstedt too pleased. Oh, wait, he's actually a little pleased. He's still distrustful of us, but he seems to be pleased. So let's take a look now at how we're doing over here. Neutral, neutral, strong. General Gerke really likes us. That's good because he supplies the trains coming to us, of course. And I think it's going to be important to have him on our side. I think we've done whatever we can, guys. We've done our best, at least. Apparently we can attack this unit, so I'm going for it. And maybe some more units over here. No, they've all been moved. Let's see what happens here if we go for the attack. Actually, this will be a pretty decent attack. Let's go for it. 167 of 200. Boom. And, of course, if we get behind the enemy at Lvov, we cut them off from the rail lines at Lvov, and it makes it a lot easier for us to continue our move forward. So I'm definitely going for that. I wish we had a tank to send through right there, but we don't at the moment. In time, we will. For now, we just need to continue. And over here at Lvov, I think, is where the main Soviet forces, main Soviet defensive force, that is. So we do need to keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead. We'll end the turn. I hope we're getting some pretty decent rail infrastructure here from Lodz. And I think that's going to be it, guys. We will end the turn. Hope for the best. Don't forget, guys, also, if you're liking this series, if you enjoy it, make sure to watch episode 1 and also make sure to share it with your friends. We really want to make this one of our most successful strategy series, and I think we can. I think this is a game that a lot of people can get into. And look at that, still a lot of Soviets moving. It doesn't look like they're trying to get behind our lines, though. That's a great sign. But they're definitely trying to strengthen those northern areas with reason. They don't want us to get to Riga. If we get to Riga, it's going to be a major loss for them. And looks like they're moving up a little bit. We now have some fuel going to Army Group North, and I think that's really going to help them out. But over here at Tarnopol, look at this. A lot of Soviets moving back. And I think it's because of all the damage we've done during these battles. They want to make sure that they're at least in a somewhat safe state, which they can't be in a total safe state, but maybe, just maybe, they can attack. Looks like they did an attack against our Romanian units there. Defender stood firm, so a lot of their attacks are attacking us. Attacker was victorious. They did manage to push one of our units back, which is surprising. And this is actually an area over here near Leningrad, our Finnish corps, where we've just basically been trying to hold the line. We haven't been trying to do any attacks, but maybe that needs to change. In fact, if you think it does, let me know in the comments down below, guys, and we will get on that immediately. Just right now, I think the most important thing is to keep the finish line just just hold it, essentially, not do too much with it, and hope for the best. That's honestly what I think the best thing to do is here. Okay, guys, it's our turn. Meeting with the Fuhrer, who stresses the mastery of the Gulf of Finland must be secured at the earliest. For only the elimination of the Russian Navy will give us free communication through the Baltic. Iron ore shipments from Sweden. Seizing the Russian seaports must allow 3 to 4 weeks for all enemy submarines to be positively out of action. So obviously that's important. Taking those port cities, which we're all going for, of course, is going to be one of the keys to victory here. And if we take those Russian port cities, Riga is one of them, of course. If we go down here to the north, there is another one that's quite important over on the Romanian front. I believe it is Odessa. I was going to say I believe it is Sevastopol, but Sevastopol is over here. And that's also going to be an important rail city, or port city to take. But right now, we've got to deal with what we've got. And I hope you guys think we're doing an okay job. Again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, give me your feedback, guys. It's always appreciated. Thank you for watching. Take care, and have an awesome, awesome day, my friends.